It also doesn't help having players like Manyama, who play with the composure of a man that's about to have sex for the first time. It's not only that the guy is a nervous wreck, but also, just like Manyama, he doesn't know where to put his balls once he gets to the box. And no, it's not in yet.
Kaizer Chiefs are in the lead.
If there's one thing about Middendorp's Kaizer Chiefs team from last season that stood out, is that they weren't afraid to let a match go and strike right at the end of the match. Just when you thought the match was over, they'd come in the last 15 minutes, nick one, and run away with the match. A super risky approach that actually caught up to us in the second half of last season. Gavin Hunt, on the other hand, has come into this team and tried to implement a completely different approach to how he goes into each and every match. Gavin wants to get the assignment today, finish it by tomorrow, and hand it in weeks before the actual deadline. Take for example this match we played against Celtic, where diligent student Happy Mashiani scored within the first 3 minutes to give us the lead. It was a wonderful free kick that left Jackson Mabukhwane regretting his decision to leave the comfort of the Orlando Pirates bench. And then Matoro came in and showed that he is indeed not toll-free, slotting on a header just 10 minutes after. It looked amazing, 15 minutes into the match and we're 2 goals up. At this point, the assignment is done, you can focus on your other homework and just wait for the due date. But at Kaizer Chiefs, something is bound to go wrong no matter how ready you were. Your laptop might die, you may run out of data, Eskom may even decide to take the electricity away right on your due date. Or your defense will just simply lose focus, get done in by a simple 1-2, give away a goal, and make the last few minutes going into halftime a bit tough. But I mean, it's fine. It's only 2-1. You've got 2 goals, a goal to protect. Going into halftime, you can relax, maybe come out with a different view, which they did. Then, Mador gets a yellow card, and Gavin takes him off. Understandably so, him being a risk of a red card. Now you've got someone that you're seeing on the side. You love her, she's low-key messy, but she's playing her role very well and working very hard in the position that you've given her. In fact, she's working so hard that you start thinking that she should do the right thing. Call up Ntatem Seleku and make this official. Which is what Gavin tried to do, taking Gezana from his wing-back role and bringing him into the center of defense. Very noble. But just like any Mnagwetu episode, as soon as he stepped into that main defense, all hell broke loose and he gave away a penalty. Moral of the story, keep your side on the side. If you've been watching Chiefs over the past season, you'll know that Ngezana is a spirited player, sliding and playing a bit recklessly, which is fine if you're playing on the wings, but the moment you come into the defense, it's a mistake waiting to happen. It also doesn't help having players like Manyama, who play with the composure of a man that's about to have sex for the first time. It's not only that the guy is a nervous wreck, but also, just like Manyama, he doesn't know where to put his balls once he gets to the box. And no, it's not in yet. Onto a team that replaced a good team with a worse team. A history of trophies with a lesser trophy in one of the least anticipated finals I've ever seen. And also replaced their average looking white guy coach with a worser average looking white guy coach. Look, this TTM team is sitting 14th. They're a point above Black Leopards. For all intents and purposes, this should have been a walkover. But alarms started ringing in the 38th minute when Blom managed to get himself 2 yellow cards before halftime. TTM took advantage of this, and Rachale found himself in the center of our defense with all the space in the world to trap and finish. I've already mentioned how bad our defense communicates, so you know what? I'm not going to go into that now. But it's a good thing that we're not the only team prone to defensive mistakes that give away penalties, with TTM giving us a chance to give us a goal that made us level. And with Cardoso not in the team, Manyama stepped up and Manyama had the penalty, but luckily he got to the rebound before anybody else and could slot home to make it 1-1. All good. 10 men, 1-1, At least we escaped with a point. But then that man, Mngezana, found a way at 90 plus 5, when the game is done, to give away a useless penalty, allowing TTM to win and use the momentum from the win to win a trophy at the weekend. Again, in the least anticipated final I have ever seen in my life. I had even forgotten that the final was on. That's how little I cared. The sponsors are probably happy because if they were fans, I doubt they would be fans. And now they have an excuse for having an empty stadium. Isn't it great how the world works? A draw and a loss, and Gavin Hunt's roller coaster keeps on going. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows, and a lot of plateaus. I still don't understand why Gavin believes that this team will be able to defend the lead once we have one. And I like that he's taking care of business early. Chiefs has been looking pretty impressive in the first 15 minutes. But if you're bad for the next 75, it doesn't help with anything, especially with the league coming to a close. This has been a dismal season, and I just want it to end. Luckily, our next 2 games are Simba, and the PSL has done us a favor by moving all our matches and having us play Simba in that week with nothing in between. Hopefully we're able to keep a lead in those matches, because nobody likes a guy that finishes quickly and can't carry on. Sidebar, shout out to Safa for unanimously selecting their 4th choice as the head coach of Bafana. Hugo Bruce is set to take over Bafana just in time for our qualifiers. Those Safa gents really know how to keep us on our toes and not do the obvious thing. The obvious thing would have been to look at Benny, see the success that he's having at Amazulu, and just bring him into Bafana. But a successful local coach just doesn't fit what Safa wants to do. Get a foreign coach who knows nothing about our league or our football to take over and pay him lots of money. Wonderful move, Safa. Your infinite wisdom has taken us to nowhere. But hey, we'll support, I guess. Anyway, as always, see you guys after the next few matches. Khosi for life.